Hi, I'm Kellyanne Chaos, and welcome to this channel, Stone the Crone. Okay, so I don't normally comment on TikTokers and all that fucking shit. I try to avoid throwing attention where I don't want it to go, because I am a firm believer attention goes where energy flows, and energy flows where attention goes. So I don't make a habit of mentioning the people that I'm not favourable with what they do. But we've got to mention Mr. Mulvaney here on this fucking channel. And the reason is this. The boycott of Bud is amazing. That hit him in the heart, hit him in the wallet. That's such a good idea. But one of the issues there is how effective is it going to be? We know nowadays that there are certain stock companies that literally have a bit in fucking everything, right? Like literally a bit in everything. So who's pulling the strings from above? Who's setting up Bud Light as a sacrificial lamb, so to speak? Or are they? Or has this actually been thought about a lot more than people are actually giving it credit for? Hear me out here. Please hear me out. And that is, we have and we understand that the L, the B, and the G are not part of the T, the Q, and the plus for infinite ever. That's just going to keep adding pluses on. I don't even know the whole thing. I'm not going to learn the whole thing. I don't care how many fucking pluses it has. There is only sex, asexuality, and gender means nothing. I'm sorry. Have a cry. But the problem is that there's already been a forced teaming. And this is where I suppose this video in a way is a little bit for my and our gentleman friends. And that is, some of the memes are quite funny. Some of the memes and little videos that you are making are amusing. But here's the thing. Guys, fellas, here's the thing. Yous are still getting trans and same-sex attraction mixed up. And this was bound to happen. So have we just, in a way, kind of given the so-called TQ plus community an excuse to be scared of our men? Again. More so. So I understand, but being an effeminate gay man or just being an effeminate man is not an issue. So unfortunately, and it was kind of bound to happen, and I wanted to make this video sooner, but then I was sort of caught up in watching the pushback and the videos that were people doing, and it really it was going to happen. It was going to happen that the alpha type of dudes were going to run with this. They were going to go and do this mockery of drinking a light beer equals drinking juice from the feminine fountain or some shit. And unfortunately, this is going to go further. And this is part of the issue that we've got in the goddamn first place, sirs, misters, bros, is that the mocking of feminine men. Dylan Mulvaney is an industry plant as far as I'm concerned. They use influencers to push an agenda. They use influencers to push an idea, and both Mr. Marsh and Mr. Mulvaney have had sponsorship endorsements by Tampax. So again, we've got, and this is what I'm worried about, because like in Australia here, we're probably a little bit more well, we're definitely more ochre. That's the slang for like Aussie, but we kind of consider our men to be quite blokey blokes, and there's we actually have mid-strength beer here as well. So there's a light, there's a mid-strength, and there's a full strength or a heavy beer. Now, I personally knew that this was going to happen. This was, of course, the connection was going to be made. Light beer equals effeminate man. So again, it's all very problematic, and I honestly, my train of thought is all over the place and has been for a little while now. Get back on my fucking shit. But so if the issue I've got with the force teaming of the L, the G, and the B is when a man drinks a light beer and they say, whoops, oh, it's turned me gay. Now, this is the problem that we don't actually fucking want. We don't want this connection with we don't really need this connection with drinking something that, oh my god, it's magically turned someone gay. Now, no, men find this funny, and you'll find that it's a lot of these sort of alpha and beta type men that are engaging in this type of thing, and that's the problem and where it fucking lays, isn't it? It's these alpha men and their followers, the beta men, who will then turn around and pick on and bully a man that is effeminate, that may be gender non-conforming. And here we have the problem. No wonder all these men are trying to run into fucking women's spaces, when I'm really, really wondering, I'm really wondering if... Hi, I'm Kellyanne Cass, and welcome to this channel, Stone the Crone. So we had another really successful Speakers Corner Sunday just gone, and there was a lot of online rallying around for a counter protest that ended up getting cancelled at the last minute. So there's literally theories going around that the anti-women rainbow mafia here has decided to do a different type of tactic with us, and I think they've realised that what happened in New Zealand and what happened sort of, you know, here in Australia with Kelly J. Keane is literally not acceptable. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping anyway, that we're not going to have the maniacs come and do what they have been doing, which was be pretty good if that's the fact. But look, I don't know. We did have 3 counter protests there on Sunday, and these were literally punks, skinheads, bib and braces, and what I find ironically funny in so many levels is because of being an alternative lifestyle myself, going to gigs here in Brisbane, Queensland is something that I have done quite often. I haven't over the last couple of years as much because of the amount of men in dresses and women's spaces. And I'm a short ass. I'm 5'1". And like I said in my Speaker's Corner little piece, my little rant, I end up being a human mop for these motherfuckers who literally will stand and pee in a women's space and pee all over the seat and pee all over the floor. And I've experienced coming home and speaking to my amazing husband, like, why is my skirt wet? And the fact that it's not literally beer, I haven't mopped up someone's beer. I've mopped up someone's wee. And it's so gross. And why should I have to change the way I fucking wear clothes? Because I was short ass. Like, I sew and I can fix things up. But when you shorten a garment too much, it completely loses the flow of the fucking garment. So why am I adjusting my language and now my attire plus the way the way I go out and club, like, this is asking a fucking lot of one fat little old fucking lady here, so, the urinary leash when it comes to gigs is well and truly on me at this stage. I mean, not only do I refuse to go any gigs where I literally be a human mob, we have this channel now, and the channel's been going for a little while. I think it's about, coming up to about a year and a half. The channel's been going now. And, so this is my little pensive sort of thing, if you wanted to put it in Harry Potter terms. Places where I get the thoughts out of my head and whack them on the internet. So, anyway, these punks were hilarious. There was 2 men and a woman, even though they were wearing the exact same attire, all but a uniform, and we could still see from where I was that there was 2 men and a woman. Hello? So there was one guy that I actually know of, been to plenty of gigs with, plus the other guy, the guy in the black shirt, he's actually like the organizer, and the guy in the red shirt who was taking photos was kind of like the lackey. So the way I would describe it here, of this particular group, and this particular group are called Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. That's the little shirts they had on with their little bit of braces and their brand new shiny Doc Martens. And so the guy in the black shirt, I would say, was the alpha of this group. He was the one dictating the moves to the others. So you had the guy in the red shirt basically running around the whole time trying to take photos of us. Woman with the ally flag. She was, I've got to say it, but she was goddamn freaking hilarious. Like, she started off like all freaking staunch, I'm going to get these bigots and we're going to tell. And then by the end of our speaker's corner, she was like moving so slow, like she had exhausted herself out in the pacing, like she was just pacing backwards and forwards. And she started off quite, staunch and, yeah, gonna get my fucking rumper stomper. And by the end of it, you could see that she was pretty exhausted. She was moving pretty fucking slow. The other thing that I just got to mention first before I talk about this little thing I've got here is Mary Jones, which is one of the TERFs who we have in our little turban team here, and she had these absolutely fucking yummy, and I should not partake in them because I probably don't need them, but she had these fucking yummy chocolate chip cookies, right? And I'd had one of these chocolate chip cookies before the event had started. She come over and offered me one, and like, who am I to say no to fucking 1, hot chips, and 2, fucking chocolate chip cookie? Who am I to say no? So anyway, I had one. They were fucking delicious. And she told me after, as she had packed up, she had said that she had left at the same time as the Skinheads left and offered them a chocolate chip cookie. And they denied her chocolate chip cookie. They did not want it. They told her to get fucked. So I just thought that was a little bit of a giggle. You come to protest basically what amounts to a handful of women, mothers, grandmothers, and lesbians, and a handful of gay men. Well done. Well done. So punks, these skinheads, these sharps, right? these sharps literally came and called us Nazis. Oh, fuck yeah, they did. They called us Nazis. They dress as basically the 1970s, 1980s neo-Nazi white supremacist fucking skinheads calling us Nazis. I've never seen something so fucking hilarious in my life. It was absolutely so funny. But here's the gist of this shit, right? I don't know if I can put this straight fucking out there, and this is this. They call themselves Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. Now, I don't normally drop names. I'm not one of the one, you know. I am really about not throwing energy to where I don't want it to fucking go. But I'm going to do. I mean, a lot of you may know Karen. You're kidding, right? She used to be on YouTube, but they went after a channel, had it taken down. She's over at Substack now, so get your ass over to Substack and check out You're Kidding, Right? Karen Davis. She is a New York lady, and she is the fucking queen of New York. She will end up on the door when I get to my American lovely lady sisters. She will be on the door. But for now, she is not. Anyway, she has a little part on her YouTube channel and her Substack that she calls Catnip, because she's an amazing muso, plays the piano, plays the guitar and all this. And Catnip is like this little thing that she does where it's talks about comments that she gets, like retarded comments that she gets. And I got one of these comments. I mean, I've had a few over the last year and a half. I just haven't bothered to do anything about them on my channel or anything, focus on them or anything. But here's the thing. So this guy calls himself Dr. Kaz on Twitter, and he put this, and it was something, it was Edie Wyatt. Edie Wyatt had a little clip of her talk on Sunday, linked my channel, which with the original video on. Thank you, Edie. That's all I ask. If anybody wants to take snippets or bits and pieces from my video, if they can just always just link the original video, by all means, go and do that. If you can find anything worth clipping out of my stuff. But look, the live stuff is great. There are wonderful women, wonderful speeches and wonderful talks on that. If you clip it, just link to the original video so people who are watching that get to watch the whole thing. That's all I ask. Thank you, Edie White, for doing that. So this Dr. Kaz has decided that they're going to write under this video, and I didn't even answer to it because, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Karen Davis, are you kidding me? Well, here's the thing, right? The term Stone the Crow is an Aussie term which literally means the same as you're kidding me, right? Oh my god, what the fuck? It means the same. Stone the Crone, crone. Stone the Crow means what? So I have Stone the Crone because the thing is, once women get to a certain age and they get all, you know, not having that shit, they burn us, they stone us, they dunk us in water, they literally torture women. So it's a little play on words. And I don't think I've actually described that before in this channel to where my name came from. But yes, so Stone the Crow is a little play on the phrase Stone the Crow. And so here. So anyway, Dr. Kaz has literally said under that video of Edie White that she snipped from the whole Sunday event was they are anti-racist, anti-racial prejudice, and clearly anti-bigot. I love being called names. Like, dude, Dr. Kaz, did you watch the actual Speaker's Corner? We didn't go to them, they came to us. And here's the thing. Skinheads against racial prejudice. And they've got shirts, they've got bands. But his educate yourself. Oh, really? Had to make me laugh. The educate yourself had to make me laugh because... Now, I'm going to edit this in. I was going to show you my iPad, but I will not be lazy and I will edit it in. But what he's posted under educate yourself is the Wikipedia page. Really? That's what you give me. You give me the Wikipedia page for education of the highest order. Educate yourself. Educate yourself and read Wikipedia. What? No. So, here's the thing, right? So, I'm 47. I'm turning 48 this year. I am an bloody old person. Well, at least getting there, right? So, middle age, maybe a bit over the other side of Wednesday. But anyway, I have grey hair. I have old woman issues like flashes and all sorts of fucking wonderful things that you can only get when you've experienced womanhood in my sex-based body. Anyway, so this is the thing, right? Old Nana with the Ally flag strutting back forward, was in the 60s. And the other guys were also a fair bit older. So here's the thing with these lovely skinheads against racial prejudice. They were the pricks beating up the people of colour and the Asians in the 70s and 80s. It was them. They were doing it. And then in the 80s and the 90s, like the 70s, the 80s and 90s, it was the damn skinheads who were beating up gay people. So why do you think they have to go around with shirts on that now say skinheads against racial predators? Why? Because they're trying to make amends for the bullshit they used to do back in the day. So this is their new thing. They're brand new. They have never been at any of these counter protests that we have, these Speaker's Corner type events that we have run since Kelly J. This is the first time they've turned up. And that was because this is the first time we've advertised that we were going to be there. But they've not been at any of the other events run by the other feminist groups in this area. Because it's not the first type of outdoor speaking rally event. They've not turned up to one. One of their little mottos they have is Forever 16. So does that mean that you punks, you skinheads, use ones that look like neo-Nazi white supremacist motherfuckers want to be Forever 16? Well, this is probably why you don't have a problem with children being on puberty blockers. Let's just make them Forever 16, put them on puberty blockers, no worries. Or you like those around the age of 16. See, I personally would like to believe and like to hope that it's because they want to capture what they were like at 16, Forever 16. But at that age, these people were literally... there's a movie in Australia called Romper Stopper, and it pretty much gives a pretty good pictorial of what was going on at the time. Even in the 90s when I was a teenager, like, you didn't go into the areas that these guys were in. Especially if you're a person of colour or even multi-race, you didn't go where they were. I'm a multi, I'm not even saying myself a mixed race fucking individual, I'm a multi-race individual, right? Like, there's so much of it. I wouldn't go with my little bit of colour in me where they were, because they were romper stomping freaking everybody's asses over there. So now they think they can wear these damn shirts and start a band. Oh yeah, there's a band too. There's a band. And I've been to some of these gigs. Yeah, I have. There used to be a really, really good one that was in a coffee shop It was called Betty's House of Espresso, and I really loved going to that particular really lovely laid-back venue. Never had a problem with these. It's like, yeah, people can turn over a new leaf. They totally can. But when you've got to come to a bunch of friggin' women and men talking about their sex-based rights and get all in the copper's face like you're championing you're championing nothing. Like I said in my little thing, you're not alternative anymore, guys. You're not. You're pushing the fucking mainstream narrative. You're pushing the narrative that's on every mainstream fucking media outlet. You're pushing the Budweiser fucking Mr. Veiny fucking shit. You're pushing that. You're pushing the fucking Akon fucking Coles and Woolies fucking agenda. You are so not alternative anymore. You want to be punk? You want to be based as fuck? Be a woman that knows what a fucking woman is and stand out in the street and fucking yell it proudly. Because I can tell you, ain't nothing more fucking punk and alternative than badass fucking women. Anyway, I'm going to love yous for now and talk to yous later. Remember, stay loud, my friends. Even if you can't go to fucking heavy metal gigs and fucking anymore because there's a whole bunch of fucking 60-year-old punks who actually think that giving puberty blockers to children will help them grow up. Yeah, I've seen it in a fucking Facebook post. Why won't they just let the trans kids grow up? We want them to grow up. We want all the kids to grow up intact. That's our point. We don't want them on puberty blockers. We want them to be able to grow up intact. Full, intact human beings without their genitals being mutilated by the system. And especially fully intact without having a bunch of neo-Nazi white supremacist looking people come to our event, call us Nazis for speaking truth. Stay loud, my friends. Stone out.